Okay guys, I'm back out in the woods. Last week we came out, we did just a quick day camp. Had a lot of fun doing that, but today we are going to do an overnighter, a hammock overnighter, and I'm looking forward to it. So if you watched the last video, the day camp video, you know that I came out here, not here in this specific location, but out here, and I was going to set up a day camp, which I did, but just not to the extent that I wanted to. I brought my hammock and forgot my hammock poles. So no sitting up the hammock, no reading in the hammock, no taking that nap in the hammock that I wanted to take. But this time, I'm going to use that Warbonnet Ridgerunner hammock, and I do have my poles. So this is going to be a solo hammock overnighter. I've got a new hammock. I've got my Savotta pack. I'll go over all my gear here in just a few minutes and give you guys a quick rundown of what I'm using, but that is the plan. An overnighter in the hammock, new hammock. We're going to test it out. Going to have a fire later tonight. I brought a steak. We're going to have a juicy steak tonight for dinner. So this is just a relaxing trip. The hike back here wasn't too bad. A lot of uphill, a lot of downhill, through some pretty thick brush and bush. But overall not too bad, and I am rocking the Savotta pack, which I have got crammed full of gear, so it was pretty heavy. Heavier than I normally like to take a pack, but yeah, this is not an ultralight trip. This is just a trip to go out and play in the woods and have a good time. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm going to get camp set up. Oh, wait, first I'm going to show my gear, show you what I've got, then we'll get camp set up. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so the gear real quick. I have my Helinox camp chair, which I set up already because I just wanted a place to go ahead and sit down and begin my filming. So I got the Helinox One chair that I had strapped to the bottom of my pack. I also have my Hill People Gear chest rig that I've just got a few odds and ends inside, and I also have my folding silky saw inside. My pack, as I mentioned already, is the Savotta Jaakari pack. Finland military surplus, so really cool pack. I love it so far, and I have my Bigfoot keychain attached to it just to give it a little bit of my personality. Know what I mean? Okay, so on the side of the pack I have my Ridgerunner poles because it is a bridge hammock. The poles I forgot last time, got them this time. I have a body armor drink. I have both of these in the side pocket, and I always bring a body armor or a Gatorade or Powerade or something like that, just to give myself something to drink other than water. Plus, it gives me a pee bottle later in the night. So TMI, I get it, but anyway, that's what I use it for. On the other side, I have my pouch, and in this pouch I have a Nalgene water bottle, and it is nesting inside my Toaks Titanium cook cup. On the inside of the pack, I brought a hoodie because it's only going to get into maybe the low 50s tonight, so it's not going to be super cold, but just in case I do get a little bit chilly, I brought a hoodie. In this top pocket right here, I have my fire kit. Well, let's start out with my stakes. I have my stakes for my tarp. I have a pair of gloves for wood processing. I have my fire kit, and I have my first aid kit. I had to think about it for a minute. On the inside of the pack, I have a new Toaks Titanium pot, and I want to use this pot more for cooking in and use my other cook cup more for just coffee and things like that. So I brought some rice to go with my steak tonight, so I will cook rice in this. Never used before. I have my food bag with breakfast, spices, odds and ends, hygiene bag, toilet paper, all those goodies. My ditty bag, miscellaneous odds and ends. My filming equipment with my battery bank, extra lens, all sorts of batteries and cables and things like that, so I can continue to film throughout the evening and tomorrow. Also in here is my little collapsible cooler. This has my steak inside, this has 2 beers inside, and it has a frozen bottle of water inside that will give me extra water, plus it will hopefully keep everything cold inside till I'm ready to cook tonight and have those delicious IPAs. Also, my hang time hook for my hammock, my tarp for my hammock, my ground sheet for my hammock, my pillow for my hammock, the actual hammock. I have inside here my underquilt and my top quilt just shoved down in here. And I have this sit pad, which I just use as a knee pad if I'm processing fire or making a fire or something like that. I have a place to put my knee down on. I have a cutting board to prepare my steak, and I just have this new cheap little grill. It's just one of those cheapies from Amazon, but it will be perfect for cooking my steak on. And that is pretty much it, guys. I have my Mora knife, if you can see that, and that's it, guys. That's pretty much all I have. So let's get camp set up. Oh, that's nice. Alright, it's break time, guys. Got the hammock up, ground sheet down, underquilt, top quilt. The tarp is up. It's not deployed, but it's up. So I can handle that here shortly. No need for it. There is zero chance of rain. But, I mean, I will open it up here in just a little bit. That way, just in the morning, I don't have any wetness on me or anything like that. But, laid in the bridge hammock, man, it felt good. Gosh, it felt good. But yeah, the majority of my shelter is taken care of. So, and I put a ridge line in my hammock. I mentioned that in my last video that I wanted to put a ridge line in it. I just put a piece of cordage from end to end, tied a taut line hitch, and tightened it up, so that way I've got a way to hang my organizer, hang my hang time hook, and yeah. And my underquilt is not designed for a bridge hammock. It is a Hammock Gear Phoenix 40 underquilt. It is designed for a gathered in hammock, so I just had to make some modifications to it, add some shock cord to the corners, some carabiners. That way I could clip it to the corners of the bridge hammock and open it up so that it would cover the bottom portion of the hammock. So I left it intact as far as being able to be used for a gathered in hammock, but now I've got an addition on it to use with a bridge hammock, so it can go either way. And that's pretty cool. So we'll see tonight how well it works, but I don't think I'm going to have any issues as far as staying warm. I mean, it's not going to be all that cold anyway, but even if it was going to be, I think that's going to work just fine the way that I've done it. So next on the agenda is going to be some firewood here pretty soon, and clear out a space for our campfire. And other than that, there's not much else to do. It's going to be relax time. chill out in the woods. And on my hike back through here, I stopped and gathered up some of these cedar shavings that I scraped off. So we'll use this, and then there's another tree right up here that I might go get some more off of. So I'm just experimenting with new ways of fire making. I'm no magician with a ferro rod or fire making. I usually just use a lighter and or some matches, but yeah, I'm wanting to get more creative and get better at fire making techniques and things like that. So I mean, I know how to do it, or I've known how to do it. It's just something I never do. I never really practice. So I just want to get more involved in stuff like that and just practice more of those kind of skills that could serve me well at some point down the road. Alright, that's going to be my fire pit area. Now I need firewood. And I've had a fire in this exact same spot before. I have hammock camped here a while back. But anyway, we're going to have a fire in the same spot. So, let's go collect firewood. I need firewood for cooking, and then I need firewood just for having a fire, because I want a fire. So, let's get wood. Alright, so I got my firewood chopped up, cut up. Not a ton, but enough to cook dinner with, enough to get a fire started. And if I need to, I'll go get some more. So not a big deal. But again, it's not going to be cold tonight. I don't have to keep a fire going all night long for warmth or anything like that. It's comfortable now. When I was out sawing up firewood, got pretty warm out here. It is, I don't know, it's probably in the mid-60s right now. But it's comfortable now that I've stopped working. Feels good. And I also opened up the tarp to give me a little bit more space. So I just grabbed 2 sticks, put it in porch mode just to open things up a little bit. And that way I have some good coverage tonight, but I can get in and out more easily and have a nice breeze blowing through there. So yeah. Camp is good. Camp is good. Alright, so I just been hanging out at camp for the last hour or so. Saw 2 deer, and I tried to get footage of those deer, and I don't know if I did or not. I changed lenses to get more of a zoom lens and tried to zoom in on them, and the one snorted at me a couple times, so he definitely smelled me and knew I was in his turf, or on his turf. So hopefully when I go back through and look at the footage, you'll be able to see them. So I don't know, but that was pretty cool. Hopefully they'll be back around at some point. There's tons of deer out here, but yeah, I just been chilling out, relaxing, and processing firewood. And here in a few minutes I'm going to go ahead and start a fire, let that begin to burn down to some coals. That way I can get my steak on. Have me some steak and beer and rice, so that sounds pretty dang good. But yeah, it has been a fantastic evening, guys. Fantastic. Fire kit. I have some of this fluffy cedar that I collected on the way back here. I think those deer that I seen are hanging out over here, over this hill, or they were a few minutes ago, because I kept hearing something walking around over there. So maybe they'll just kind of hang around the area tonight. I'd love to get some better footage of them. 2 doe, very pretty. Whew. I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. Oh, setting up camp, cutting firewood, hiking back here with a heavy freaking pack. Whew, I'm tired. But now, all the chores are done. It's just relax. It's just chill time. Have a beer time here very soon. I'm looking forward to that. Spice kit. Something new. I've got all of my spices inside. But all I really need is salt and pepper. Alright, the steak and rice is doing its thing. It's time for a beer. Sweetwater IPA. One of my favorites. That's good. Very, very good. It is 5 after 5. So we don't like much until dark. Got something buzzing around my ear. And I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy. Lots of people think I'm crazy for various reasons. But I do not like a steak medium well. I do not like a raw steak. I do not like a bloody steak. I can eat a steak medium, but I'm more in that medium wellish, somewhere in between area. I don't like it torched. I don't like it completely well done. But I don't like it bloody and raw either. So, yeah, I don't do no raw meat. So, yeah, I don't get the fascination with medium raw steak. So, anyway, whatever blows your hair back. But yeah, not me. Well guys, steak is done. And it smells delicioso. But I'm going to let it rest for a few minutes before I cut into it. And enjoy my steak, my rice, my beer. Oh yeah. I most definitely should have brought a plate. I had one set out to bring, and then I thought, well, I'll just use my cutting board as a plate. But now I realize should have just brought a plate. Oh well. Okay, so let's dig into this steak. Oh, that is good. Man, that is good. Juicy. Just the way I like it cooked. Another thing I'm probably going to get grief for is I brought some steak sauce. Even though it's good, I really don't need it, but I love steak sauce, guys. I mean, I am like a steak sauce fanatic. I can eat anything with steak sauce. Just plain Lay's potato chips, I dip them in steak sauce. When I was a kid, I used to eat sandwiches, steak sauce on just plain bread. I don't remember that, but my mom told me that. So I don't doubt it because I love steak sauce. I always had since I was a kid. So gonna put a little steak sauce on there. It's gonna be good. Man, I almost forgot all about my rice. I've just been chowing down on steak and totally forgot the rice. There are deer walking around everywhere. I can hear them all over the place. I just heard one behind me. I hear one over to my right. I don't see anything, but I can definitely hear them. I'm finished with my steak. Now I just got a bowl of rice to finish up. And I made a little bit too much rice. More than I meant to. But that was a good meal. And guys, I'm no cook. I don't cook. I can grill a little bit, but I am not a cook. That's why I usually just go with something simple like a Mountain House meal or something like that. But I wanted to start trying to cook a little bit more when I go camping. So that's what I'm trying to do. But I am definitely no cook. My wife is the cook. She can cook. She's a very good cook. I am not. So, yeah. And I definitely don't have any plans on making any big meals for breakfast because I am not a morning person. I do not want to get up and cook a big breakfast or anything like that because I'm just not a morning person at all whatsoever. I hate everything and everybody in the mornings. So getting up and cooking, you know, bacon and eggs and stuff like that, no. So for breakfast, I'm still going to stick to, you know, my easy meals. Maybe occasionally bring some bacon along or something like that, but mostly I'm going to stick to the easy stuff when it comes to breakfast. But try to branch out a little bit and cook a little bit more at dinner time. The fire is getting hot. I built it up quite a bit, but it's getting toasty. I'm gonna have to back away from it here in a minute. But yeah, guys, it's been a great night. I've had a fantastic time. It is it's just 7 o'clock. Wow. I'm almost finished with my second beer. At this point, I really wish I would have brought 3, but it is what it is. So yeah, it's been a great night, guys. So I'm gonna relax, watch a little Fire TV or whatever, I don't know, watch the Fire TV. But yeah, and I'm gonna relax, and then here in a couple hours I'm gonna crawl in the hammock and snooze. But I'll be back with you guys soon. Alright guys, I'm laying in the hammock. I've just been chilling out by the fire, just relaxing. But yeah, it's about 9 o'clock now. I've crawled in the hammock and it feels oh so good. So I'm going to sit back or lay back and watch I don't know what I'm going to watch. Maybe some YouTube videos, maybe some Yellowstone. I don't know yet. But anyway, I'm calling it a night. The coyotes are going nuts around me. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night. Good morning, guys. It is 20 after 5 right now. And I did not intend to be up this late, or this early. But it is cold. It is very cold. I have had a cold night. It's not super cold temperature-wise, but I was cold in the hammock all night. Apparently, a gathered-in underquilt doesn't quite work as well with a bridge hammock because I was cold from my butt down. My back was okay, but my butt down was cold. And it doesn't take super low temps to be cold in a hammock with that air underneath. So I started out in just my t-shirt and boxers. That's how I usually sleep. Ended up with my socks on. Then I ended up with my pants and my sweatshirt on. Because I just kept getting colder and colder and colder to the point to where right now I just had to get up and rebuild the fire. I'm cold. And it's only in maybe the high 40s, somewhere around there, mid 40s maybe. But I got super cold. That fire feels glorious though. Nothing like being up at 5 o'clock in the morning, roaming the woods in the complete darkness, trying to gather up more firewood. Alright, so I just wanted to give you a quick update. I'm going to enjoy the fire for a little while, and I'll bring you guys back when it starts to get a little bit more daylight. I am covered in ash. I've been blowing ash all over the place, trying to keep those coals going. It's a beautiful morning though. Breakfast this morning is Heather's Choice. A apple pie breakfast. Grain-free hot cereal packed with buckwheat, diced apples, and spices. Sounds delicious. I'm not focused. There we go. This is just a company I came across online that makes backpacking meals. And I just like to try different meals and support companies that do such a thing. I'm ready for coffee. Big time. Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah. Let's try this Heather's Choice hot cereal. It's pretty good. It's different, but it's good. That's really good. Like I said, it's different. I think it's the buckwheat. I've never had buckwheat. It's odd, but it's good. The combination of apples and spices and stuff, it's good. Alright, so let's recap the night a little bit. I slept horribly. Horribly. I got cold. Just flat out cold. The lowest I saw the temperature at was 47, which is not super cold, But when you're in a hammock and you've got that cool air underneath you, it can get pretty dang cold. And my back was okay, but from my lower back, my butt, my legs, my feet were super cold. And I don't know what was going on. It's a 3/4 underquilt, so of course there's not coverage, you know, from about your knees down. But I was colder even up past my knees. So I don't know. I don't know if it's because that underquilt is designed for a gathered in hammock. I don't know. Maybe it's because the way I done it to fit a bridge hammock, it was just pulled too tight, and there just wasn't that kind of that buffer in between the down layer and the actual hammock. So I don't know. I think it was just pulled so tight up against me that it was allowing, you know, cold air to get through, I guess. I don't know. But I was cold. Very, very cold. So cold that I had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and build a fire and hang out by the fire. And then I got super sleepy just sitting here, so I crawled back in the hammock, went back to sleep for a little bit, had some weird dreams, and here I am now. So maybe I just need to invest in a underquilt specifically for a bridge hammock, or at least make some modifications to the hammocks or to the underquilts that I have now, just to where there's a little bit more shock cord. Maybe they're not pulled so tight up against the bottom of the hammock. I don't know. I think the easiest route would just be to buy an underquilt for a bridge hammock. But I think next time I go camping, I'm going to go with my gathered in hammock. That way it's fresh in my mind as far as the bridge hammock, and I can just give a better comparison of the two and just really see which one I like better. I like the bridge hammock. There were things I didn't like about it. So they have their advantages and disadvantages. I could not make the ridge line work. I pulled it tight, but it's just not like being in the gathered in hammock. When I put my hang time hook up on the ridge line, it just sagged down. I mean, it was almost just like laying on my stomach. It sagged down so much. And then when I would pull it tight and tighter and tighter, it was pulling the bug net in up by my head in further and further and further. So I just couldn't make the ridge line work. I left the ridge line up just to hang my light up because it doesn't have much weight, so it wasn't causing it to sag. But otherwise, I couldn't make the ridge line do what I wanted it to do. So I just had to lay there all night holding my phone, or at the times when I was watching my phone, just lay there and hold my phone, which is kind of a pain in the butt. So there's definitely advantages and disadvantages to both. I'm just slowly putting away camp. I'm not in a hurry. Just a little here, a little there. I got the tarp put back in the snake skins. Just picked up odds and ends laying around, just a little bit at a time. I was kind of just hanging out, hoping to see some more deer, but nothing so far. All right. Let's get back to it. I don't wanna, but I gotta. Let's go. We're getting there, guys. Got the hammock down, tarp down, all my little odds and ends picked up. Got the fire put out. Whew, just got to get my chair, ground sheet. That's pretty much it. Got hot, I had to take off my hoodie. Got warm working out here. Oh yeah, I'm ready to go. I've had my fun in the woods, now I'm ready to go. But I've had a great time, great time. A lot of work, but enjoyable work. Other than a miserable night's sleep, it's been extremely fun. Had some good food last night. Had a good breakfast and coffee this morning. It was nice, very nice. Got to try out my new hammock. Sleep in it for the first time. The verdict is still out on it because I had such a terrible night's sleep. That wasn't the hammock's fault. That was, I don't know, my fault, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, it's been a good time. I know you might not be able to tell on camera, but that spider is enormous. I flipped over the ground sheet to pack it away, and I saw something, and I thought it was just a leaf attached to the back of it. No, it was a gigantic freaking spider. Spiders don't really bother me though. Now if I would have flipped it over and there would have been a snake under there, I would have went running through these woods like a little, you know what. All right, let's finish up. Pack is on, packed up and ready to go. I'm getting out of here, guys. I had a good time. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe if you've not already. So, it was good, guys. It was good. So until next time, don't know what we're doing, don't know when it'll be, but there will be a next time, and I'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.